I'm not in it to win it for the short term. I'm in it to win it for the long term. Good market, bad market, you have an expected amount of money that you can get and you can also earn from it. Cash flow investments are there to make you live. Ano ba mas maganda? Capital appreciation ba or cash flow? Use capital appreciation, use growth to build your wealth, but use cash flow so that you get predictability. Hey guys, so in this video, I want to talk about how I segment and how I divide my investment portfolios. Because what I normally do is I try to divide investment portfolios into 4 particular parts. And that's what I want to discuss, how I divide them and what's the reason and why I divide those investments. So I'm out right now, by the way. I'm just waiting for my wife. We had to go out to do something very, very urgent. For those who are following my NFT / NBA Top Shot journey, medyo it's not looking good for me. I think out of 6 or 7 pack drops that I joined, isang beses pa lang ako nakasali. I woke up or I did not sleep well also last night. Natulog ako late because the pack drop was around 3 a.m. already. So, ayun, I didn't get again. So, most of the purchases that I've had were mostly in the marketplace. I'm not so good in at least getting a slot in the pack drop. So, anyways, I woke up very, very early because I had another talk. And part of that talk, I was tasked to talk about Investment 101. Part of that also, I spoke on how I divided my investments, and that's what I want to share for all of you. So I basically have 4 general areas on where I put or at least deploy capital. Number 1 is what you call growth, and that's what we have been talking a lot in this channel. So every time I look at growth stocks, I'm just focusing on looking at it on how it could outperform and do very, very well in the future. So it's okay for me even if it underperforms for the short term, but the main goal is to position so that later on, because the inherent fundamentals, because the inherent trajectory of it is bound to do better, I like to gain larger positions of it while it's down. So it could give you volatility. It could give you a larger amount of risk. It could give you a larger amount that you may also lose money because of the downward movements of it, but I'm okay with it. So please remember this. The rule of thumb when it comes to investing will always be the higher the risk, the higher the reward. The lower the risk, the lower the reward. So for my growth investing, I am okay taking risks in this because at the end of the day, I'm not in it to win it for the short term. I'm in it to win it for the long term. I want positions that will earn, that will grow, that will outperform over time. This could be stocks, this could be property, this could be businesses or startups that I'm investing into. Anything that will entail that I wait, but I position that over stretched period of time, it should do massively better than most of the benchmarks. So please remember, even if you're doing growth investing, it does not mean you earn quickly. It will give you higher amounts of growth over a period of time, but it's not get rich quick. And that's why I've been spending a lot of time focusing on US tech stocks, because that's where a lot of the innovation is in. That's where a lot of the growth is in. That's why I've been talking a lot about artificial intelligence, fintech, e-commerce, electric vehicles, because that's where the future is. Every time you look at investments like this, asset classes like this, it will always give you a larger shroud that pwede kang magkamali, pwedeng it does not become what you want it to be, it doesn't become the currency of the future, it doesn't become the electric vehicle of the future, or it may take some delays or it may take some time. But if it does pay off, then that's where the excitement is. You have a larger chance also to grow your portfolio over a long period of time. The next one is cash flow, and my strategy here is this. Whatever I earn from growth investments, whenever it reaches a threshold that, okay, I'm okay already taking out money from this, I start removing some. But you have to keep on stacking those investments. You have to put in money on the ground. You just have to keep on investing. And I know those are profits already, but you want to park them in an area where it still gives you earnings. You want to park them in an area where it's not as cash, because please remember, if you leave your money as cash, cash does not give you anything at all. It's just sitting there. It's not even providing you a return. It's not giving value to people, and it's not helping you. So the name of the game is, as you start earning, get some of those earnings and buy investments that give you cash flow. And I like this because it gives you predictability. It gives me a sense that, okay, even though my growth investments are not performing at this very moment in time, I have predictability on what I could actually get. I know I have an expectation that I could possibly earn this much. And investments, as part of this category, you can put in common shares that give you high dividends. And these are all the dividend videos that we have been making: preferred shares, bonds, or anything that can give you fixed income, or even savings accounts. Now, I know that there are a lot of savings accounts right now that are digital that give you a high rate of return. It can also be cryptos that are giving you fixed rates of return depending on how you either save it or stake it, or whatever reason you are holding onto it, it's giving you a fixed return. And that's what I like about it, because you can start to compute already kung ano yung pinasok mong pera, given yung dividend yield or given yung interest rate. You can already compute, oh, I can expect 100,000 for this month. Oh, I can expect 600,000 for the next 3 months. So it's already, you can already compute it. And what's nice about that is, good market, bad market, you have an expected amount of money that you can get, and you can also earn from it. Oh, you can also put in Pag-ibig MP2, especially if you put an amount of money, then every year may nakukuha kang dividends. Yung dividends, you take it out, and then you use that as your level of income, or as something that you will take in as cash flow. So growth is there to make your portfolio grow. Growth investments are there to make you wealthier. Cash flow investments are there to make you live. For growth investing, most of the time, the way you make money is you have to sell. The only time you take advantage of the benefit of earning is pag binenta mo, meaning you buy a property, umakyat na siya from 5 million to 15 million, you sell it, you have to swap that asset into cash. That's how most of the time you make money from growth investments. However, for cash flow investments, you don't have to sell. You don't have to swap that asset into cash. You can hold on to that asset for a very, very long period of time. And as long as you hold on to that asset for a very, very long period of time, you get cash, you get earnings, you get a return on it. In the same way, I made an example of condos. Pag binenta mo, that's when you make money. That's when you appreciate the earnings. However, for cash flow, you could still also own a condo, pero pinaparent mo siya. Meaning, the whole time you are holding on to that condo, you are making money from it as long as meron nagre-rent sa'yo, as long as you are getting cash flow from it. Meaning, you don't have to swap that property for cash for you to be able to earn. You can hold on to that property, that asset for 10, 15, 20 years, and kahit hawak mo siya, you can earn. And that's the amazing sweet spot. Now, people always say, ano ba mas maganda? Capital appreciation ba or cash flow? My answer to that is do both. Use capital appreciation, use growth to build your wealth, but use cash flow so that you get predictability, so that you have something to live. Cash flow gives you an amount of money that you can use in perpetuity, especially if you are getting the ones that are fixed and conservative. Third are investments for hedging, meaning when things don't go so well, these investments can protect you. These investments can give you a level of stability for your portfolio. So my technique here is just to find something that's opposite or way different from my growth and cash flow investments. My technique here, my narrative is, okay, dito ako naka-invest sa growth ko, dito ako naka-invest sa cash flow. I need to get into something that's way and totally different of my current allocations. The name of the game is something that's unrelated. The name of the game is something that I'm not positioned in. The name of the game that if these go down, these opposite investments will pick up the slack. These opposite investments will do the right thing for me. These investments will do something that will counteract the negative movements. And if there's one thing that happened from 2020, we saw a lot of equity investments go down. But in the same way, that's what's so interesting about gold, commodities, and also cryptocurrencies. And that's why I also have been positioning in Bitcoin. That's why I've also been positioning in gold as well, /gold ETFs. Because totoo, I like Bitcoin because I really believe that digital currencies are the future. I believe it's a storer of value. But I believe also it's a hedge. It's a counter to my other positions, to my other investments. It's a hedge. It's a counter for all of the other stuff that I have. Another way to look at it is to buy currencies that are different from what you currently own. So meaning, if you are positioned in, say, Philippine stocks and a lot of your portfolio is in Philippines, it would be nice also to have US dollar or Singapore dollars. It's a very, very stable currency that mas maliit yung chance na magkakagulo doon. It means that your cash position would be relatively safe, and it's a counter, it's a hedge also up against your other portfolio. So that's what you can do. Gold, cryptocurrencies, and also other currencies or other fiat currencies that are different. But again, please do note na I know a lot of people don't like fiat currencies right now because of the massive printing that's going on, but it's part of the game. You still need fiat currencies as part of your portfolio. Hey guys, so I just need to put this to an end already. My wife just called me also, so we're gonna leave this and finish this video already in a bit. But we have growth, we have cash flow, we have hedging, then liquidity. This is basically, to make it super simple, just cash, meaning certain amounts of money na okay lang sa akin kahit hindi siya masyado kumita, but its main goal is to give me liquidity. Its main goal is, pag kailangan ko ng pera, madali kong makuha. Tanggap ko na matatalo siya ng inflation, tanggap ko na hindi siya kikita ng pera, pero its main goal is not really to make me rich. Its main goal is not really to give me predictability of cash flow. Its main goal is not really to hedge me, but its main goal is, if I need money, I could get it. If I need money, I have liquidity. If I need money for emergencies, I have it. That you have a buffer, you have an amount of cash that can protect you. You have an amount of cash that when times are bad, you have something that you can use. And this could be emergency funds, that's one of it, but you need a portion, a position of cash that will protect you also. Na yun yung pwede mong gamitin also for your day-to-day expenses. Yung predictability of cash flow that your cash flow investments are giving you, you should be putting a portion of it into your cash position, into your liquid position, so that dun ka kukuha ng pera, dun ka kukuha ng possible na pwede mong gamitin na pang araw-araw. So that's how I do it. I wanted to talk more about this fourth category na, but I really have to go. My wife called me. So alam niyo naman, happy wife, happy life. Comment below if you believe in happy wife, happy life. Comment below kung mahal ko yung asawa ko. But those are the 4 progressions of how I split my portfolio. We can talk more about it if you want more clarity in this. But the way I would segment it is, number 1, growth, cash flow, hedging, and liquidity. So everything else you need to know about me is in the description below. My seminars, my other videos in my YouTube channel that are all for free, the books that I have, and for those who want to learn more about investing, everything is in the description below. And I hope to see you in all of the other videos that I make as well. So this is Marvin Germo recording from a camera phone in a random spot in Quezon City. I hope this video helps you and gave you enough insight on investing and trading the markets with confidence, and it helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all. Tama ba yung pagtingin ko? In that particular, di ko alam saan ako nakatingin. I'm just, by the way, if hindi ko alam niya, I'm just using my phone. Kung dito ako nakatingin, nandito siya. Dito ako nakatingin, doon ako nakatingin.